each time we get to the non-streaming show and we have an issue on insecurity, I, for one, always want to start with that. And we would be looking at the Lakurawa terrorists who killed 34 persons in KB communities, and also the commendation from the House of Reps as regards to U.S. deployment of troops. Venerable, I would be coming to you now as regards this issue of insecurity. I wouldn't say we are winning the war on terror in Nigeria, given the fact that when we think we have taken 2 steps ahead, it seems as though, as regards the spate of killings, it seems as though this terrorist is dragging the nation back with this incessant bloodbath and everything there is to see. Now we are having the Lakurawa, I think these ones are in the hinterland of KB communities, wasting the life of innocent Nigerians. Do you think that the government, the security of Nigeria are standing tall to meet up with this challenge as it is? Now, when we also look at the U.S. deployments, how fast are we expecting them to react as regards to these issues?
Well, let me start on the point of optimism.
Okay.
We are winning the war.
Amen.
We will win the war if we want to win the war. We have the capacity to win the war if there's political will. I've always said that it's sentiment that gave room for all this, religious sentiment. We saw this thing coming. We waited for it to spread throughout the whole country. And that is why it's difficult. If you remember, about 10 or so years ago, I was saying in this studio, if you allow security to spread in Nigeria, it will take some time to be able to deal with it or control it again. That is exactly what is happening. The country is so vast. The country is big. So, having said that, I believe strongly that we can win the war. I think what I expected from the military generally is that whenever, apart from not being reactionary, when I mean not being reactionary, don't wait till these people strike before you go after them, which of course is the policy of the new Minister of Defense.
Yes, indeed.
Now, apart from that, any act of heinous crime should meet with corresponding reaction. That is what I think we need now. Just exactly as what happened in Gaza. These people, criminal element, went into Israel and killed approximately 1,400 persons. And the Prime Minister said, with this one you have done, when we are through with you, every person will know that you touched Israel, and they reacted. And that is what has happened. Almost the whole Gaza have been reduced to rubble. That is what I expect. If criminal element, you say they mobilize from Lake Chad Basin to go and attack a military base and destroy almost everything and kill 8 soldiers, wounded many, what do you expect? I expect that in the next 1 week, the whole of Lake Chad Basin should be on fire. They should know that these people, they went and attacked Nigeria military base. Both on ground, on air, everywhere, there should be fire. They will not have a place to hide. They should feel it. They should feel it that, yes, they have crossed the line. The same thing that just happened in Kebbi now. Lukurawa, whatever they call them, they have gone there to kill 30-something persons. We expect Nigeria, Air Force, the military, all of them to mobilize. Pursue these people that did this thing, get them, finish them, so that they will not repeat it in Sokoto tomorrow. That is the way to go. It's not a question of whether we can win the war. Do you know how the population of Nigeria? Over 200 million people. How many? What is the population of the terrorists put together? What is the population of terrorists? Forget the fact that they came with sophisticated weapons. Do the terrorists have more money than Nigerians? There are some individuals in this country that can buy all these weapons the terrorists are using. Individuals.
Yes.
Individuals,
Right.
single-handedly.
You're right.
So if we want to win this war, we can win this war. I think it's a high time that Nigeria should begin to think that when they say 32, 34, or so are dead, they are human beings, not chicken. And any person could be a victim. The earlier we realize that, the earlier we will wake up. And when we wake up and there's political will, we have the money to buy the weapons. That is where the issue of the U.S. comes in. Thank God for the wonderful cooperation that is going on now between Nigeria and U.S. I think we can leverage on that to get modern weapons. We can leverage on that to win this very war. I thank God the initial misunderstanding that some confusionists want to bring up has now been put aside. When they were talking about sovereignty, they want to come and take over the country and all those kind of talks. So now they are on ground. We need more of them. We want to have a country that will call Nigeria. We need more of U.S. help. We need more of international help. Anywhere the help can come from. The government, the same way Buhari's government opened his two hands to receive terrorists that are hunting us now. Say, come. Nigeria, door is open. The same way Tinubu's government should open his hands to receive help from where it can come to be able to address this matter.
All right. Thank you so much, Venerable. And we hear you loud and clear, especially both in these pressing matters. But one thing I also got from your speech, you said it is possible.
It's possible.
Especially when there is a political will. Now, let's ask ourselves this direct question. The body language of this present administration, do you think that it is a pointer to the right kind of political will? Because my reasons for asking this, we have seen issues as regards, take for instance, the incident that happened in Okwama in Delta State that led to the death of just few soldiers, and that whole community was raided. Up till now, some persons are still in detention. I don't think some of them have been released. But we now have not so much of this as regards to this terrorist act in the north. It now seems as though the same military that can show full strength of their might in the south is now looking as though we are not really being decisive as regards to how we deal with this issue in the far north.
No, I've always told you that it's a religious sentiment that made this thing to blossom. Don't sweep that under the carpet. As you are pushing to fight these people, there are people who are pushing openly or in the secret, and that they should not kind of press these people hard because of that religious sentiment. So I want you to understand that. You look at people like Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi keep advocating for these people. Even though he was a trained military man, he served as a military man, and he has put his son in the military today. But he still keep talking, sympathizing, defending these very people. And he's allowed to be roaming freely in the north. Tell me, if it was Unuayan, if it was a bishop, if it was a Catholic priest that was talking like Gumi, will he still be moving freely in Nigeria? That is the religious sentiment that we are talking about. That is the religious sentiment. How much of a condemnation has come from the head of the Islamic Ummah in Nigeria on what is going on.
Indeed.
So the religious sentiment is playing out. But we thank God. That's even if everyone may not agree with me on this, we commend Mr. President because he's a Muslim. He's a Muslim.
Indeed.
And this is Muslim ticket. So we commend the government for the little they are able to do now, which was not there before. Yes, I keep saying it. Buhari's regime is what has brought Nigeria to where we are now. So, but this regime of Tinubu, at least you can see, is pushing to push these people back. It's just that they started too late. It's just that there are so much of psychophancy around the corridor of power that try to give different advices that try to slow down the authority. If I don't have doubt anymore whether Tinubu want to actually fight insecurity. I was having a serious doubt when he removed the chief of defense staff, the CDS. But the way he was reappointed as minister brought my confidence back. And I think, yes, it was strategic. So, and if that one was deliberate, it's a calculated move. I think I give my thumb up for Mr. President on what they are doing. But what they need to do is to do more. By way of funding, they need to do more for the military. In the procurement of equipment, they need to do more. In the deployment of technology, they need to do more. In intelligence gathering, they need to do more. That is what we need to do. So the question of whether we can win the war does not, we can win the war. We can win the war.
All right, thank you very much. Venerable, let me just say this. From what is going on now, I want to ask, why do elections often take priority over citizen safety? Also, how does this pattern affect national unity and public moral lifestyle?
Now, I think the only reason is corruption. The politicians, they see election as a way to grab the national cake and keep it to themselves. So that is why it's taking priority over national security. Is it not the living that we govern? Is it not the living that you see to govern? Why should election take priority? You see, when they want to do just one state election, the way they will roll out security from DSS, from the three arms of the military, from the police, civil defense, this or that, you begin to wonder whether there is a war going on in that state. Can you imagine if the same way they do that, the IG right now deploy 50,000 policemen to Kebbi today because of those 32 people that were killed? I mean, 30-something persons, 32 or 34 that were killed in Kebbi, that was just reported. If IG should deploy 50,000 policemen and say fish out Lukurawa wherever they are and all their associates from that very state, where will they hide? Can you imagine if the Air Force deploy maybe all their jets to face that state, then the military deploy if just 1,000 soldiers to say special squad go and fish those people, where will they hide? But when it comes to election, they will roll this thing out in thousands. So it's misplacement of priority. It shows lack of patriotism on the part of politicians and our so-called leaders. So which one should take priority over the other? It should be security. It should be security.
Okay, on New Telegraph this morning, I was talking about terrorists raid military base in Borno, kill 8 soldiers. Considering the way you made mention of the government needs to empower these people more, the security agency. Now, looking at it in that perspective, do you think is the president alone can fix this whole thing, or our political leaders need to come together to do better than they are doing right now?
The president can fix it. Every matter ends up on his table. Eh? The president can declare state of emergency to fix anything he wants to fix. After all, there's no other government that have a good grip over the National Assembly more than this present government. The National Assembly almost does everything they want them to do for them. So they call it collaboration and unity, fine. Why don't we also deploy that one to fighting insecurity? There's no budget for insecurity that the president will present before the National Assembly that Akpabio and his colleague will not approve. So the ball is in the court of the president. Is it equipment? If the president said we need modern equipment to fight these people and he present the bill, will the National Assembly not approve it? So we cannot take it away from his table. He's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is the one who has the power to change the service chiefs and all that and give it to whoever he wants to give it to. So he can do more and he can fix it.
All right. Beyond voting, can civil society, media, and communities demand better governance?
Yes, and I give it to the civil society. They are doing a lot. People like you see, not since these Chibok girls were taken away. Civil society activism against social malady have kind of increased. People like Oziegbe have done well. People like this Muslim lady, what they call Aisha Yusufu, have done very well. The young man who was a comedian but has done Peter Aka is doing so well. He's doing so well. So I think other civil society group have been doing so much. And don't forget, that is what CONAC is doing. We are talking day and night as the Church of Nigeria, condemning insecurity, advising government on what to do, challenging them to wake up. That is a civil activism and is going on in the country. I think we can do more, but something is being done by these different organizations.
All right, Venerable, thank you